liquid. Let's go to Chicago, down south and a little bit west from there, from St. John's into Chicago. And Tim Evans joining us live from the edge of the floor at the CME Group. Hope you had a good weekend, Tim.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Just fine. Yeah, a little cool, people are telling me, around Chicago. No surprise here, I guess. Mid-May, it can heat up in a hurry, and it will. Talk about what you're seeing here today, leading into, we got crop report numbers on Wednesday. Tonight, after the close, you get the crop progress numbers. Still putting pressure, though, in this grain trade regardless.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we saw the markets try to attempt Friday following a pretty poor performance from commodities as a whole, including grains on Thursday, and we saw the price action into the close on Friday was rather weak, so we kind of went limping into the weekend, and that weakness has definitely spilled over, you know, into the session as we begin trading this week. You know, my comments last week on your broadcast were pretty simple. You know, as we kind of transition into this week and we're preparing for the supply and demand report, you know, what are bulls really going to have to work with? And I think kind of the sobering reality, you know, as it relates to at least corn and soybeans, there's not a lot of bullishness to be working with. So I think some of that pessimism is reflecting itself in market prices today.
Very good. By the way, at least I haven't talked to anyone about the deliveries here. They kind of get pushed to the side here when you're talking about weather and big crop report here. 550 some deliveries this morning. Are they pretty well taken?
Yeah, I mean, interesting point you bring that up. I mean, we've actually seen a number of deliveries. We've seen some surprise exports. You know, on that side of things, I mean, things seem to be okay. I mean, the issue has clearly been on the supply side of the market, and that continues to be the concern, you know, for the market going into Wednesday's report.
So take a look at corn futures, and then we'll get to the soybean comments here. Tim Evans joining us live on the edge of the floor. 4 to 5 lower here through this hour. Hasn't really moved a lot in the last couple of hours here. December, the new crop there around that 383 here level. By the way, I understand that this Goldman roll got a late start here Friday, and but it is in a big way here today. Is that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, the volume numbers are very clear on the roll action today.
And then soybeans, so a nickel lower basically in corn, double that almost, 8 to 9 lower in the soybean trade. November, the 960 level here, only a couple of cents away from the low of the day.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, I think based on the supply and demand fundamentals, I mean, I think the rally that we saw here over the last couple of weeks, I mean, really gave shorts an opportunity to or gave longs an opportunity to get out and give new shorts an opportunity to get in. I mean, my view is that we're ultimately going to be taking those lows out here in the coming month.
All right, and then the wheat trade, before we take a break in here, wheat under pressure as well. July, Chicago down over 8, almost 9 cents lower here, within a penny of its low of the day. July, 433.5. Check Kansas City, warmer weekend there, no doubt. And Tim showing us more continuing this week, down over a nickel. July, 444.5, about a penny from its low of the day. And then Minneapolis, the July contract there, currently down 8 at 546.25. That is the low of the day for Minneapolis July wheat. Take a break. We'll come back and check back in Tim Evans and the livestock trade on this Monday. We continue after this.
We've got teams all over talking about low salt, micronutrient, high efficiency fertilizer teams like it's something new. What's your take?
I tell you, Don, AgroLiquid team has had these technologies for over 30 years.
And really unprecedented application versatility, compatibility, and ease of use. So they're your pick for the championship season?
You bet. Their full line nutrients is going to take them all the way to the root zone.
They're my pick, too. AgroLiquid's going all the way.
It's a wide open, full throttle bad boy country out there, where we deliver more mowers for every part of it, packing the power and speed that blurs the line between work and play, where true value is measured over time and time again. Classic, American, muscle. Make your country bad boy country.
Mow with an attitude.
And And we are 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Clock says time for your livestock update. Let's go to Chicago and get some help from Tim Evans here to see what his thoughts are in the live cattle, feeder cattle, and hog trade. The pressure we see in the grains, live cattle just continue, well, at least the nearby not, but rolling out that golden roll certainly effective. Looks like I'm hearing that in the live cattle here today as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely some pressure coming from that situation, but I mean, really, I think this is just a continuation of the kind of the manic market we had last week. You know, as we had that week close on Thursday, and then we had the limit down day on Friday. We still had a couple thousand contracts on the offer going into the close on Friday. So, yeah. I mean, obviously that selling pressure spilled into the day session. You know, I mean, I think, you know, as we were making our move higher in cattle last week, you know, I think what the market began to see is that we're probably going to be seeing lower cash prices this week and the next week. And so I think the market really needed to adjust itself for that. So, I mean, I thought this move would be coming. I thought it would come a little earlier than it did, but I definitely think the move we're seeing is justified. Didn't think it would be this extreme, however.
Yeah. Even with that limit down, interesting limit down for the cattle on Friday, we still gained over 400 points. I wrote that down here. Overall, Friday to Friday, cattle futures were still up over 400 points.
Yeah, still ended up being a good week.
All right. Hog, I get the numbers here, by the way. Those folks listening in and tuning in, I want to get your thoughts on the lean hog complex as they just continue to just kind of grind higher little by little. But what, this is 10 days in a row higher?
Yeah, I mean, higher lows for 10 days in a row. I mean, I look at it from this perspective. You know, looking at June, you know, it's still trading at about 14 cents premium to cash. So, you know, I think that might have us in slightly overbought territory. Some of the technical indicators in the market are still showing slightly overbought. 7-cent premium is normally what we see on kind of a 10-year average at this time of year. So I think leaving the market overbought, I think we could back up a bit here, but, you know, barring any, you know, changing news that would come to the marketplace. But, you know, I think in the longer term or intermediate term, I still think we'll see higher prices, but I think buyers should ultimately be waiting on a small pullback here to try to get long.
Very good. Tim, thanks for the time as always. Good to visit with you. We'll look forward to keeping in touch. Absolutely. Tim Evans from Long Leaf Trading as we get live reports from the edge of the floor there at CME Group. All right.